Feeling lucky. It's Shamrock Classic weekend here at the LakePoint Sports Baseball Village, and we've got a featured matchup for you between Service Baseball and USA Scout in the 14U division. I'm Cory McCartney, and we'll be taking you up to first pitch, currently scheduled for 10:05 a.m. I'll be joined along the way today's broadcast by Prep Baseball's Avery Hunt and our own Grayson Rosen. Along with the Prep Baseball Invitational, we also have this weekend on campus the Rise Hoops, the warm-up at the Champion Center, along with BVCA Club versus Club Volleyball at the Beach Pavilion and soccer action over at the Publix Field. So yet another jam-packed weekend here across campus. But we've got you covered here at the Baseball Village with our game of the day from the Audi Marietta Championship Field. And we're inching closer to this summer's MLB draft taking place just down the road at Truist Park, home of the Braves. And our fields have been the stage for a number of players who expect to hear their names called this summer, including Franklin County, Georgia's Ty Peoples, the nation's #1 outfielder and a Georgia signee. Here's Peoples mic'd up during the recent Georgia Dugout Club tournament.
The only man left alive who still hits with no batting gloves in 30-degree weather.
No batting gloves.
No batting gloves.
I told him he needs to go out there with a 27-inch bat so he can find a barrel.
Wow, okay, that's mean. He's got a baggy jersey, that's for sure. When you can see his whole chain when it's up under the jersey, way too baggy. God dang, that was way off. Straight.
Hey, why we going so early?
Bro, y'all was way off. Quit that.
Come on, let's get you one kick.
Quit that. Yeah. I still on that guy, but I didn't want to be the third out of third.
You got the green light. You gotta wait on green. You gotta go.
All right. Ooh, they having a party up there. They having a party up there. I can't wait to get on the bus and change socks. No, it's just I'm like soaking wet. Not good. Not a good look. Okay, this isn't a. I need to know where to shift, not where they're hitting the ball.
That's where we're shifting. No, you don't.
This is where they're hitting the ball.
No, that's the.
I need to.
Shift charts right there.
I said, grab me the shift chart.
Mason, where are you?
Left, middle, left, middle. Willoughby. All right, so I just got to play Maddox and Willoughby and left. Everyone else straight up. Straight up. Sorry, what do I need to be saying on this hot mic, man? What do I need to be saying on this hot mic? This is tough. I can't think of things on the spot. I'm having to talk more than I want to.
Yesterday, we pulled out of the daggone Quick Trip. He had a Monster, an extra large cup of coffee, and 2 iced honey buns.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
We finna go play.
What's wrong with a nice little iced honey bun?
Well, nothing's wrong with 1, but he had 2.
2 and a.
They were jumbo size.
What, a big Texas?
And a cup of coffee.
2 big Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. That's 1,000 calories in itself.
Dude, and then.
That was clean.
This is tough.
That is not tough. That is not drip. Take that off. That is not drip. Take that off.
Please.
Oh my God! Off the head. Off the head.
Banks County.
Throws 90 pitches and takes one off the head. Athlete. Ow. It's cold. Too cold for them hard ones, man. I know. We got to get home, play the new season. I didn't even see the new trailer.
Come down here for one reason.
Yeah.
Business trip, sir. Business trip.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Get on 3. Get on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Go!
Finish, baby. Let's go.
Action is just part of the offerings here at LakePoint Sports, where we effort to provide a best-in-class experience that includes access to testing and player performance data that is redefining evaluation and recruiting. Curve Test Center gives athletes an unprecedented look at how they measure up through its ball, body, and brain approach to testing. Let's take a look inside Curve Test Center.
We're here at LakePoint Sports, the site of the first Curve Test Center. There will be lots of Curve Test Centers, but this will always be the first. And why are we here? Here for a couple of reasons. One is if you think about the effort players are spending trying to get coaches to notice them, the effort coaches are spending trying to figure out who's actually any good, the poor parents who are sitting there saying, where's my kid headed? This is the answer for all that.
Everyone wants to be seen, right? Sometimes what can be seen is data. So it's hard to get in front of coaches at all these programs at once, or even the school you really want to go to. So using data helps us a ton. And as long as it's reliable and there's something that can give us better information with the small sample size is what we're looking for.
Test your athletic, cognitive, and baseball skills with TrackMan, Proteus, and more. Visit at the Bubble here on campus or sign up now at curvetestcenter.com. Don't miss this chance to level up your game. And we're taking you up to first pitch here between Service Baseball and USA Scout, their Team Nike club here in the 14U division. We hit the field with our camera here and see where we sit in our pregame preparation. So things just getting started here. The guys are getting loose. Again, we're expecting first pitch here in the next couple minutes. So we're going to take a quick break here on the audio side, and we'll rejoin you once action continues and hits the field. Give you that first pitch from our Audi Marietta Championship field when we come back from LakePoint Sports. Ready here to bring you our action, the Shamrock Classic, this matchup between Service Baseball and USA Scouts Team Nike. Cory McCartney now joined by Prep Baseball, Georgia's Avery Hunt. Avery, back again. You got the so taking everybody inside the control center here. A big weather event expected here in Metro Atlanta over the next 24 hours, and you got everything dialed in. You are our staff certified meteorologist for the next 24 hours. So, but right now during this time window, and we do not have the weather bug to put on screen for you. Everything looking pretty good as we try to squeeze this one in.
Absolutely, everything right now is staying north of us, thankfully.
Okay.
Should be good throughout the day. This evening might get a little dicey, but we're good. We have some plans in place, just kind of keeping an eye on it. So, just trying to keep everybody safe, both when they're here and on their ride home. So we're doing the best we can, and trying to predict the unpredictable is the best way I describe weather in Emerson, Georgia.
Right now for USA Scout, we've got Brogan Stevens, the right fielder, leading things off. He will be followed by shortstop Logan Tilk, and then it's Charlie Cruz, the extra hitter. Meanwhile, for Service Baseball, they're throwing Sid Buchan on the mound. Buchan, 2029 on his way to West Forsyth, playing in his second prep baseball event. He's got a 2-1 count. And this glove side there to run it to 3-1. Already today, we saw Service Baseball play Orange Park Devil Rays in the game immediately before this, falling 6-5 in that one. USA Scout, after this, will play that same Orange Park Devil Rays team at noon. Buchan with the 3-1 count to Stevens. In there for a strike, as Stevens going to have to make his way back to the box.
A little bit of a delayed strike call there, but got it in there nonetheless.
Sends out one foul. Got Stevens listed, as we mentioned last week during our broadcast, homeschooled kid from Virginia. You never have to miss a school day when you're homeschooled and you make the trip over from Virginia to play for USA Scout.
I feel like you can do your schoolwork on Sunday,
That's
Monday,
right.
Tuesday. I'm sure there's some sort of structure that I don't understand, but
Stevens ropes that into right field. That's going to be down in the gap for a base hit. It's cut off by the right fielder. So Brogan Stevens gets things started with USA Scout for a single.
Really good swing there to start the ball game. Really good job in the outfield there for Service to cut that ball off, not let it get to the warning track, get to the fence where you could be extra bases, just keeping him to a single.
That'll turn things over to Logan Tilk. Tilk Harrison 2029. See Stevens easily take second base.
Yeah, I think we had a balk call there.
Okay. Well, then he took it even easier than he would have if he had just
a nice
gotten
jog,
a nice
stolen
jump.
base.
Yeah. That's what I get for looking down at my notes here, trying to get some info on Logan Tilk.
That's what I'm here for. I got you.
Shows bunt. 6th prep baseball event for Logan. Buchan delivers. That one misses low. If you're also watching this tournament on Aware TV, I was just talking to Avery before the broadcast started about some new changes that have been made to that the layout there on their live player, and it's really cool now that you can see the pitch location just like you would see during a major league game, along with the score bug that they've got as well, and that one is skied foul down the right side. So some really cool analytics that have been added to the proceedings there.
I've got too many videos that are at different times going on. I have to get off that page. I was looking and I got very confused about
yeah, it's cool though. I mean, it tells you you can see the display on here and see where that last ball, the hit from Brogan Stevens. You can see where it landed. You can see the pitch location on the pitch that he hit. So just a really cool development that they've had there in that setup for Aware TV, and they just keep elevating everything on their OTT platform.
Yeah, that's really like all the new updates those guys have implemented. It should be really fun as we progress into the summer.
Steve is taking off for third. The throw down is not going to be in time. So now we really saw him take the bag there at his own will. Full count here to Tilk. And you got Charlie Cruz, the extra hitter in the on-deck circle. USA Scout looking for a fast start here. No outs here in the top of the first. Runner at third. Swing and miss, goes down on strikes. Nice job there from Bouchon getting the strikeout. But again, he's got a runner at third with one down with Charlie Cruz stepping to the plate. Cruz made the long trip up from Lowndes, 2029.
That's a fun trip.
Yeah, you might as well be coming from Kentucky if you're going to be making the way to Atlanta from Lowndes.
Yeah, that seems like a fun ride.
Just misses inside. Third prep baseball event for Charlie. Yeah, Lowndes one of those rare schools when you think about, the Georgia Dugout Club Tournament, Battle for Bartow, all these ones where we get teams from throughout the state to come. Lowndes is that one that they just don't want to make that trip.
Yeah, that's a haul for those guys to come all the way up here. Having made that trip on a bus a few times in my day, I don't blame them a whole lot. That's not a fun ride. There's only so many podcasts and YouTube videos that can get you so far.
It's a 1-1 from Bouchon. It's going to get away from the catcher. The runner is coming across the plate, so easily scores from third to make it 1-0 USA Scout here in the top of the first. So the wild pitch comes back to haunt Bouchon in that moment. Brogan Stevens reached on the single, and then he advanced to second on a walk, stole third, and then gets home on the wild pitch to give USA Scout the lead. 2-1 the count to Cruz. Just misses. He's not missing by much.
Yeah, just trying to get in the strike zone here, let your defense work, especially early on. Give your team a chance. Here in the bottom half to answer. Keep it at 1-2 runs maybe.
After Cruz, we're going to see Tate Broom, who was our player of the game a week ago. Sends that foul. It's just coincidence, folks, that we've had USA Scout on a number of these early broadcasts. They just happen to be playing in the time slots that we're looking to do these broadcasts, and they typically have been bringing some pretty strong teams to these events, so we got them in back-to-back weeks. Charlie Cruz got a full count here, one down, 1-run lead for USA Scout as now see the scoreboard flip and issues a 1-out walk here to Cruz, and that'll bring up Broom. Yeah, Broom last week earning player of the game. He went in relief in the 5th inning of that matchup last week and proceeded to give up the first hit to the opposition, and then was credited with 4 runs on his pitching line, but then he bounced back at the bottom of that inning with a 2-run triple. First pitch swing, and he sends that to the shortstop. He's not going to be able to make a play as that gets away from him, goes into left field. Interesting talking to Broom about that and trying to bounce back after a rough performance on the mound. And I said, what was your game plan when you went to the plate? He said, I just wanted to smack it.
So that's a good game plan.
Yeah, that's how you get it done.
That's a good game plan.
Yep. Now it'll be the ever-present Joey Odak with a 1-run lead and a runner at second and first. I like the service baseball of their new uniforms, but I'll say that stripe across the back keeps making me think everybody's got like a sling on. When you show them from the back, it looks like they're wearing like their arms like up in a sling. Yeah. But I like the look. They always have good-looking uniforms.
They do.
The military aspect of their program always comes through in their jersey selections.
I'm very confused of what we're doing here. Oh, we got some baseball delivery.
Oh, there we go. Every time they walk out with baseball, do you hear like dollar signs go off in your head? Is that like a cha-ching kind of thing?
Sometimes, yes. Yeah. If you were here last night on South Quad, you saw me walking around like a maniac getting baseballs back into play. But, it's a good way to get cardio in.
There you go.
Working on our fitness. Got a wedding coming up. Got to be in shape.
Well, you got the whoop, and that now is tracking steps, so that is beneficial. So you're seeing it play out in your strain and recovery and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Played some pickup basketball yesterday before. We had like an hour to kill, so went and played some pickup basketball at indoor. And
nice.
And walked around for 4 hours chasing baseball. So got a lot of steps in.
Do you ever get those instances with the whoop where you do something and then it thinks you're doing a sport and you're registering and you're like, what is it? So we were playing cornhole the other day, and I got done playing cornhole and thought I was playing tennis.
That's weird.
Yeah.
For the longest time, like any workout I would do, it would just be like golf detected. It's like, I wish, but no.
Well, I wondered how I thought I was playing tennis because it's not like you're moving.
Yeah.
Your body, the arm's the only thing moving. It's not like you're like.
I guess you're just killing forehands.
I guess.
Just killing them.
Or maybe it thinks I should start like sprinting from one spot to the next. I'll go run along the baseline and then come up and then throw the bag, and that's going to be the new maneuver. So we got a 2-0 count here to ODAC. 2 runners on, 1-0 lead for USA Scout. Sean's going to look back at the runner on second. Charlie Cruz. Comes a 3-0. Oh, just misses there. Man, that was borderline, but he issues a walk, and now the bases are loaded as Sawyer Ferguson steps to the plate. It's a little frustration, I would assume, for Sid Bouchon. He's not missing by much on any of these pitches. Head coach Kevin Scott for Service Baseball now out there offering some words of encouragement to his left-hander. You almost feel like from a coaching standpoint this early in the game, if your pitcher's missing by that much, you almost go out and ask for clarification to the umpires, just so you can then relay that information.
As a catcher too, it's like, hey man, like how far out is that? Had a fun time in small Georgia baseball. Asked a guy, I said, how far out is that? And he goes, that's 2 feet out. And I was just like, man, I don't think that's 2 feet.
First pitch, and Ferguson fouls that. Unplayable.
Oh, we made the play there by the first baseman.
Unplayable to the point where our camera didn't switch over. So, all right, first base makes the catch, and now 2 down in the inning. So Ferguson flies out on the unseeable ball, and now here comes Cal Morrison. Morrison, Gilmer 2029, 10th prep baseball event for him. He was attendee at both the 2025 and 2024 Rising Stars preseason All-State. Miss inside from Bouchon. Chance for USA Scout to blow this thing open with the bases loaded in a 1-0 lead here with 2 outs in the top of the first. Put some pressure on those Service Baseball bats here in the bottom of the inning. And I think when you think about Bouchon, and he's missing, but he's not missing by much. You got to feel like the message inside that USA Scout dugout right now is you just stand there, just make him throw you something hittable, and until he does that, we're just going to make our way trotting along the base pass. 3-0. I'm not sure why you would fake that throw over, but the 3-0 count, 2 down in the inning.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too. As a pitcher, you're just missing. Maybe it's just a slight, something simple. It's like, hey, I'm missing 3 inches, arm side. Let me slide 3 inches to the glove side. And it's like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Or of a catcher, hey, if you're missing away, let's give an inside target, something like that. It's just little things that can correct and work in pitchers' minds that just keep it simple is the major thing.
Yeah, and we've had so many of these broadcasts where maybe a guy just doesn't have a feel for a secondary pitch. Maybe it's just not his day. But right now the misses are so minuscule. I think you're right. It's just a little fine-tuning. Another miss, and that is going to walk in the second run. And again, a guy who's not missing by much. You can understand some frustration, but it seems really close to being able to dial it in for Service Baseball and get them right back in this thing.
Absolutely. You kind of see, too, even in the big leagues in college baseball, You know, even at this level, you know, for some reason, left-handed pitchers struggle in the first inning. Like I remember growing up watching Tom Glavine pitch, and it's like Glavine stinks in the first, but like if you get to the sixth,
well, Max Fried was the same way.
Yeah,
Had a really elevated ERA the last couple of years here in Atlanta in the first inning, as he's now a New York Yankee, which is just so mind-boggling to say. But we'll see if those issues continue for him. But yeah, same thing there. First inning issues, and then after that,
like
ready to roll.
They settle in. It's like, and I'm sure that drives them crazy.
Yeah.
Of like, why can I pitch innings 2 through 6, and then inning 1 I'm just like lost? And it's like, pitching is such an odd thing. You know, with the players going on, it's almost like golf. You know, it's just 80% mental, I think.
Well, I live my life 80% in my own head, so that's why I don't play golf. Kellum Typer, the extra hitter at the plate. 2-0 count. That's going to make it 3-0. Already 2-0 lead for USA Scout. 2 down in the inning. Got a strikeout and a pop out to the first baseman foul, and that has resulted in the first 2 outs of this inning, but bases loaded. Bouchon can dial it in here. Deny USA Scout that 3rd run off of another walk. Whew, that's in for a strike. Needed that one.
Yep, good. Just get back in here, force some contact, and get out of this inning with only 2 runs. Go get in the dugout, take a sip of, you know, Gatorade, Body Armor, whatever your drink of choice is these days, and just kind of reset and get back out there.
Dribbler back to the pitcher, fields it, throws to first in time, and he gets out of that mess. Leaves the bases loaded, but 2-0 is the lead for USA Scout. We'll be back with more from the Shamrock Classic.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam, slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty.
Back, we've got a 2-0 lead for USA Scout here as we head to the bottom of the first inning in the Shamrock Classic. Cory McCartney, Avery Hunt with you. Sam Beecher, Dean Evans, and Chase Riddings will be at the plate to start things off for Service Baseball as they try to answer this 2-0 lead that USA Scout has opened up with. Brody Brumbelow will start things off on the mound for USA Scout. Brumbelow from Farragut High School in Tennessee, 2029, 7th prep baseball event for this right-hander. Again, we'll see Sam Beecher, Dean Evans, and Chase Ridings for Service Baseball. Beecher lead things off a East Forsyth 2029 3rd prep baseball event for him. He was also at the Rising Stars preseason All-State that we had here 2 weeks ago. Throw down, and now we'll get action underway here in the bottom of the first. See if Service Baseball can find a way to eat into this lead. Again, they got to feel like they did get what they wanted from Bouchon out of that inning. They really never got the big blow. We saw, you know, a couple balls put in play. Saw the hit from Brogan Stevens to lead things off. But other than that, it was just trying to fine-tune to find that strike zone. Beecher throws bunt, and that one's going to miss over his head. So starts off with a 1-0 count. Again, USA Scout has a game immediately after this over against Orange Park Devil Rays, who were 6-5 winners over Service Baseball. The game immediately preceding this one. 1-1's now the count to Beecher. That's in for a strike.
Now 1-2. Scorebug's a little behind.
There's a lot going on in that delivery from Brumbelow. You got the step back, you got the hesitation kick. And just misses. The count's now going to be even at 2-2. There he goes. Just kind of messing with the timing there. Beecher puts that one down the left side, and that's going to be foul. 72.4 on our readout.
Was able to turn on that fastball in the inside corner with 2 strikes, just protecting, living to fight another day.
Here he is with the 1-2. That's going to miss high.
Good idea with the breaking ball there. Just didn't quite finish it enough. Left it up.
Oh, man, it got him. Oh, no, give him the – all right, so he's going to make his way down on the appeal. But, man, that kind of movement like that on a – you're just trying to get your way out of the way of the ball and not get hit. But when that bat comes across the plate like that, I mean, that's absolute trouble. And avoided the strikeout to start things off, so we'll see. Sam Beecher now at first off the walk, and that was a bit of a dicey situation for him. But now be one on is – see Dean Evans now at the plate.
Yeah, just trying to get out of the way, and you almost go swing all the way around.
Defensively for USA Scout, they've got Sawyer Ferguson behind the plate. Cole Trawick is playing first base. Second base is Graham Dooley. Throw back to first. It gets back safely. Man, nice throw down from Ferguson to first. Ooh, the wind's playing havoc here on our studio doors. Mentioned second baseman is Graham Dooley. You got Logan Tilk playing shortstop. Third base is Tate Broom. Then the outfield has Christian Crane in left, Joey Odak in center, and Brogan Stevenson in right.
It's a close play there at first. We're going to have a rare mound visit 2 hitters into the game. But
yeah, when's the last time we've had 2 mound visits within the first inning, one for each side? A bit of a rarity.
I'm not sure what we got going on here. Just coming out for a chat.
Yeah, maybe some frustration from behind the plate, feeling like he had gotten that throw down in time and just going out to calm everybody down as this inning continues.
Always love is, you know, as we've gone to more instant replay and all the pro sports, it's trickled down to these guys. I love the first baseman pointing to the home plate guy. I'm like, oh, did you see it from 100 feet away?
Yeah.
No, okay.
Let's go to the cameras. Let's go to New York.
Yeah. Green light special. Is that what?
Oh, you and I have talked before how long these games would be if we gave coaches challenges.
If it's anything like an NBA or a college basketball game, my God.
Another throw down to first. Counts now 3-1 here to Evans, the North Forsyth 2029, playing in his second prep baseball event. Sam Beecher, the leadoff hitter, standing at first off the walk. Swing and a miss, count now even.
Second 3-2 count here early in the bottom half of this first inning.
Dribbler to second, touches bag for 1 out, the throw to first for another nice job turning that double play for USA Scout, now 2 down in the inning.
Really good turn there up the middle for USA Scout. Saw some really good double play balls, or really good double plays turn last night on the 11 and 12-year-old side with the shorter bases. That sometimes is harder to do.
Yeah.
So playing some defense on that side last night in a few games.
Well, in this one we go Logan Tilk to Graham Dooley.
Right off the
Cole Trawick and gets that done, but now hit batter, and so one now at first base in the form of Chase Riddings.
It's always good when the track man picks up an exit velo off your helmet.
That's right. Well, you know, Evo Shield or Rawlings or whoever, that's an Evo Shield helmet, just doing their job.
That's a good plug there.
All right, so from Chase Riddings, now here comes Tanner Phillips. Phillips, Forsyth Central 2029. Second prep baseball event for him. Brody Brumbelow does not like runners at first base.
He does not. Neither does our catcher.
No. Sawyer Ferguson behind the plate. They are intent on them not getting any further than first.
Yeah, we're going to throw over there and make sure they're not going anywhere. Just to double check. We'll say that, and here's going to be a still attempt.
That's
right
right.
here.
That's in for a strike. Two down in the inning off the double play. Sun's starting to peek out here.
Need to keep it that way for the rest of the day.
That's right. Phillips showing bunt.
It's a bad day to be in the state of Tennessee, it appears from the radar. It's not a good day to be.
It's a good day to be a weatherman, though. You know those guys are like...
The ratings are up.
Yeah. Oh, man, ball gets away from the catcher, Ferguson. The throw down to second is going to be high. Chase Redding's now standing at second. You think those guys, like, it's got to be like game day for them, right? Like, they get up, they know a storm's coming, they're like jacked up, ready to roll, getting a big pot of coffee, and they are just dialed in.
My favorite's the Hurricanes when they go to what's the guy's name that they go to all the time?
Oh yeah, the Weather Channel guy.
He always has on the big pants and like a baseball helmet, and it's like, all right.
Yep. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now is the count.
Gives you an insight of my brain when a hurricane comes. I sit on this screen and just watch it brew in the ocean for 3 days on our weather app because I am, some could say sick in the head when it comes to weather.
You got me trying to figure out who that guy's name is. I can see him in my head, the bald guy.
I wanted to say Gene, was it Statutor? That's the review guy for the NFL.
All right, I'm going to figure this thing out. Jim Cantore.
There it is.
Jim Cantore, that's who it is, Jim Cantore. I don't know what makes someone want to go out and stand in those storms and do that stuff, and that's a very special breed. It's like the same people that go and cover a war. You know? You gotta just have that in you. 3-2 is the count here. Oh man, rips that one into right field. Is that going to be trouble? Cannot make the play, and that one is going to bounce all the way to the wall. And here comes a run for Service Baseball. We have a RBI double on our hands. Nice job there at the plate. So now got a 2-1 game in the bottom of the first. Tanner Phillips coming through with the RBI double. Lester Picard Jr. now at the plate for Service Baseball. Picard sends the first one foul as Phillips going to have to make his way back to second. Picard is a South Forsyth 2028, so one of the rare guys who's actually in high school at the moment playing in this game. 6 foot, 154 pounder. Sun is now peeking out. Phillips make his way back to second. That's going to get lose the helmet and lose the ball.
Very aggressive here, like we said, from this battery. Throw the ball, trying to catch runners off guard. Interesting to see as this game progresses. If that keeps up, maybe a ball sneaks into the outfield and Service is able to capitalize and maybe score a run.
Well, the Team Nike team does have a lot of national flavor to it. I mentioned Brumbelow being from Tennessee, but he is a fixture here on this squad at the plate, as is Ferguson behind the plate. So Julian Henson from Memphis Tigers baseball was in studio with me last week, and obviously them being a regional program, he talked about how at the national level, maybe when you move these guys in, they don't necessarily have that camaraderie or that in-game communication, but we can clearly see when you take the likes of Brumbelow on the mound, Ferguson behind the plate, and a first baseman like Cole Trawick, guys who are used to playing with each other. They know what to expect when there's runners on, and you kind of have that cadence amongst yourselves that we are going to be aggressive and not allow these guys to move along too much. That one bounces all the way into center field to Odak and kind of dekes it. It's going to make it into the infield himself to get the ball back to Brumbelow.
Right on cue, we throw it back behind the runner at
Yeah.
second, and one hop Joey Odak there
That's
in center.
right. Yeah.
Luckily, he was knew to be moving that way to keep the runner where he was.
All right, full count here to Picard. Runner at second, 2-1 game as Service Baseball has scored their first run off an RBI double from Phillips. Going to walk him. Runner's going to take off for third, so we're going to have him at the corners now with 2 down. We'll go from Picard to the starting pitcher for Service Baseball, Sid Bouchon. Swings through that first pitch. Ferguson ready to throw at any point. He's got like that. I mean, it's almost like it's the Wild West. And
yeah.
It's just like that. He's got that itchy trigger finger looking to throw it out of one of the corners. Runner taking off for second, but some little catcher indifference there as I watch the runner at third instead. Bouchon gets on. It's Hudson Fikes in the on-deck circle. He's got 2 on, 2 outs. Ferguson with the throw back to third off that bounce.
The infield thought we had him again. But
Yeah.
Looks like he got back in there safely.
The infield always thinks they got him.
Always. Never fails.
All right, 1-1 count here to Bouchon. Next pitch will be number 30 in this inning for Brumbelow. Three-one count to Bouchon. Swing miss, now got a full count. Service Baseball has managed to get 1 run back here in the bottom of the first. See if Bouchon can even things up, but he puts that one down the right side foul. Might have been ball 4 on an inside pitch, but flicks that one off to stay alive in the count, regardless. Yet another payoff pitch here for Brumbelow. Takes a breath. Miss high to Bouchon. He will make his way down to first, and bases are now loaded. Hudson Fikes steps in. North Forsyth 2029, second prep baseball event for this 5'8", 125-pounder. We have seen a combined 3 hits for these two teams in this first inning, but it has creeped along here as walks have been issued, and neither pitcher has really been able to dominate so far. There's a lot of activity on the base pass for both sides. And looks like that's going to be it for Brody Brumbelow. He's going to make his way off as we're going to see a pitching change for USA Scout with the bases loaded. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll tell you about the new pitcher for USA Scout.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Back at it now. Cal Morrison is going to be the new pitcher for USA Scout as we'll resume action with the bases loaded. Hudson Fikes at the plate now for Service Baseball. 2 down in the inning. Brody Brumbelow was the starting pitcher for USA Scout but exited momentarily. Well, moments ago, I say moments. He's not coming back. I say momentarily, like he's going to make his way. He's just taking a break. He'll come back in.
Yeah. He's going to play third for
That's right.
a hitter, and he's going to.
Yeah.
It's some matchups.
Yep.
Analytics guys were all over it.
Fikes puts that in play. Third base has it. Will touch the bag for the inning ending out. We've got a 2-1 game. We'll be back. More. You are watching the Shamrock Classic from LakePoint Sports.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
Welcome back. 2-1 lead for USA Scout as we move along to the second inning. Sid Bouchon is back on the mound for Service Baseball. He threw 34 pitches in his first inning. 3 walks, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, and had a strikeout. Now at the plate for USA Scout will be Graham Dooley. Dooley will be followed by Christian Kane and then Cole Trawick. Long inning for USA Scout in the first inning of plays. They brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 batters to the plate. Miss high from Bouchon. As a catcher, when you see that an umpire has what you may determine as a tight strike zone, what is the in-between messaging to the pitcher to try to dial things in when you know maybe you're not going to get the calls that you're used to getting?
Just as far as setup, obviously, historically, if you're your first hitter of the game, you start actually on the corner. If you hit the spot and it's a strike, okay, I'm going to take half a step out and then see if he gives that as a strike. And you just kind of figure that out, especially in the first inning, and then you just, as far as setup goes, you're like, hey, some guys are batters, inside, line to line. Some guys are like what they call the river, so the spot between the edge of the plate and the batter's box line, and some guys are directly on the corner, and you just as far as setup goes, you just have to be like, hey, man, like if I have to go this way at all, like it's a ball. So just if you're going to miss, you don't ever want to miss over the middle. But, you know, at this level, you know, missing over the middle is letting them swing it's a little bit better than.
3-1 count to Dooley. Bouchon has to force Dooley to get out of the way of that one. He'll make his way down with a leadoff walk. Typically, as we've seen, leadoff walks can come back to haunt you, so we'll see if service baseball can stop that old adage from playing itself out, as they already trail 2-1 here in the top of the second, and Christian Kane now steps in. We may have just had our typical dugout warning, trying to tell everybody to get back in there. Would be a game without one. Christian Crane at the plate now. Lambert, 2026. Or 2029, excuse me. If he's a 2026 playing in this game, I think we'd have to see a birth certificate.
Yeah, somebody would be giving me a phone call.
Yeah.
Going to have another balk here as we didn't quite come set. Want to advance the runner to second.
Miss outside. Dooley and Chase Ridings cutting it up there, the shortstop. That one will go back. Foul count now, 1-2. After Crane, it'll be Cole Trawick, and then we're back to the top of the order and Brogan Stevens. Bouchon gets a strike there. Belt high fastball, 64.7. Typically, we have seen USA Scouts runners be really aggressive on the base pass in past games. We'll see if that continues. Swing and a miss. Bouchon gets his second strikeout as Christian Kane goes down off the swing and the miss. And now here comes Cole Trawick one out. Trying to say Cole Trawick with is a bit of a mouthful. You might want to avoid that in the future. Trawick, the lefty, North Paulding, 2029. Another face that was at the 2025 Rising Stars preseason All-State, 13th prep baseball event for Cole. Last hitter in the order for USA Scout. Check swing did not go. Do you think we ever get to the point at the pro level where they have a sensor in the bat where they can check off the check swing to see if they really went across?
I mean, I think I'm for it.
It just seems like it's just such an easily determinable thing, you know, off technology. If we're using it to gauge so many other elements, why would you not want it to gauge whether or not a bat went far enough to be a strike? Sean misses high.
I feel like Blast, that's a partner with Prep Baseball, could probably figure out a way to make that work.
You know what? Maybe we should just talk to Blast about bringing it here.
Yeah, well, we'll be the testing ground.
Yeah.
Pitch clocks, whatever, before we get to
That's
the minor
right.
leagues.
Let's do it all.
Yeah, just run it by here.
One bounces and Trawick makes his way down to first with a one-out walk. And now we're back to the top of the order, and Brogan Stevens led off with a single. Actually has one of two hits for USA Scout. Another mound visit for Bouchon, and that may be the end of the day for him. It, in fact, will be. Sid Bouchon's going to make his way off. Service Baseball will have a new pitcher, and we'll tell you about him when we come back from the Shamrock Classic.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
Fikes will be the new pitcher for Service Baseball as he takes over for Sid Bouchon with a 2-1 lead for USA Scout here in the top of the second inning. Fikes in North Forsyth 2029. And he's facing leadoff hitter Brogan Stevens, who's 1 for 1. Roped a single into right center in his first AB. First pitch from Fikes misses high. Five walks issued for Bouchon. Allowed just 2 hits in his 1 1/3, but a couple strikeouts. Oh man, more trouble. Brogan Stevens puts that one down the right side. He's trucking. Here comes 1 run for USA Scout with a runner hold at third. He will indeed. Brogan Stevens got himself a single and now an RBI double, and USA Scout's up 3-1 here in the second.
Setting the tone at the top of that lineup for USA Scout as he pulls that one down the right field line for an RBI double to extend their lead to 3-1.
Brogan Stevens making a play for player of the game early with 2 productive first 2 ABs.
He's driven in a run and scored the first run of the game.
That's right. Logan Tilk now at the plate. USA Scout has taken a 3-1 lead here in the second. There may not be a more uncomfortable situation for a pitcher to step into with runners on, just because even if you're going to come in and you don't get to pitch from the windup, you got to pitch from the stretch. Then you're pitching stretch pitches in those situations, and you can certainly feel for Hudson Fikes here trying to find his groove with this team already down here in the second.
Absolutely. It's a tough spot to come into, and it makes those guys in the big leagues that are basically their role is to get outs in those situations. Like, makes you appreciate those guys even more.
Well, Tilk with a swing and a miss. Count is now 1-2, just 1 down in the inning. Runners at second and third. Tilk is 0 for 1. He was the victim of one of Bouchon's strikeouts in his first trip to the plate. He's got a 2-2 count. Swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes for the second time as Fikes gets out number 2.
So another back pick here from a catcher as he got strike 3 and then tried to pick the runner off at third.
They all love it. I would say that is the epidemic that has struck youth catchers as the back pick throw, especially with runner at third. Charlie Cruz, the extra hitter, steps in. First pitch, and he ropes that one into right center, left center, and cannot make a play as that one gets away from both fielders and makes its way all the way to the wall. Cruz is going to jaunt all the way down to third, and he's got himself a triple and a couple more runs for USA Scout, who has extended their lead here in the second. That was just all kinds of trouble. Nobody really had a beat on it. Bounced away from both fielders, goes all the way to the wall. And once that happens on this field, man, guys are just going to make a blaze around the base pass. All right, so the lead is now 5-1 here in the second as Tate Broom steps in. And he's first pitch swinging, rips that into center field, camps underneath it. That will bring it into the inning, but not before USA Scout has taken a 5-1 lead. We'll be back with the bottom of the second from the Shamrock Classic.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Welcome back, where USA Scouts got a 5-1 lead over Service Baseball here. LakePoint Sports, Joan Doan, McCoy Gravitt, and Mason Womack will be at the plate for Service Baseball. Cal Morrison is back on the mound for USA Scout. Came in relief in the first inning. Misses on his first pitch to Doan. Doan West Forsyth 2029. Morrison on the mound. Got a fastball up around 72. Also has a changeup, 63 to 65. He's got that curveball, 63 to 64. Also works in a slider as well, 60 to 63 range, and gets a swing and a miss there to make the count 2-1. Also gets that behind the plate as well. Spikes that, count now 3-1. Again, after Doan, it'll be McCoy Gravitt and then Mason Womack. Errant ball on the field. Blue says that's mine, and play will continue. Yep. First base is yours, sir. And John Doan will. John Doan, when Joan, it's probably, I bet he gets that a lot. People try to say John Doan and it comes out as Joan. McCoy Gravitt now at the plate. I like to look at rosters and think if I was an action hero, would I pick one of these as my on-screen name? And I think McCoy Gravitt would be very high on the wish list as he sends that first pitch back foul. You could easily kind of just slip into your announcer, you know, your movie trailer guy voice. McCoy Gravitt is hard to kill.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like it. It's a good name. Second pitch, swing and a miss. Count is now 0-2 to Gravitt. Dawson County 2029. Drop third. A little indifference from the catcher. Gravitt's going to make his way down to first. So now runners at first and second off that drop third strike. Mason Womack, last hitter in the order for Service Baseball. North Forsyth 2029. John Doan at second, Gravitt at first. Sends the first pitch down into right field for a base hit. What happened to our runner at first? We had a drop third.
First base.
First base was occupied. All right, yep, there you got me. First base was occupied, but the runner was still at second. He didn't steal second. He stayed at second base because he just went to third.
It was occupied at the time of the pitch.
Okay. I thought he took second off.
That would be that would be my reasoning.
Okay. All right, we're back to the top of the order and Sam Beecher. All right, so McCoy Gravitt struck out for the first out. Mason Womack with the single. He's got runners now at third for Sam Beecher. Gets away with a runner hold at third. He will not. Makes his way across the plate for a second run for Service Baseball. So John Doan scores off the wild pitch. Mason Womack advances to second. I just saw Womack with a shove of the second baseman. A little playfulness there, or maybe we're going to have a brawl on our hands. That would be an all new one.
Yeah, that would be. We have not had one of those, knock on wood, since I've been here. So we've gotten close, but nothing has ever materialized.
Which usually probably involves parents more than it would involve the players. That one down into right field for another base hit. So back-to-back hits as Womack and Beecher both have singles, and now Dean Evans at the plate with runners at the corners. 5-2 is the lead for USA Scout. Service baseball being aggressive now with Cal Morrison on the mound. Morrison misses on that offering.
It's first and third, correct?
Yeah, first and third.
For some reason, I thought that run scored, and I was like, oh, it's 5-3, not 5-2, but
Dean Evans would like to make that a reality. Sends that foul. One down here in the inning. Ferguson wanted it, but he holds back on that itchy trigger finger. Counts 2-1. Another miss high. Count now 3-1 to Evans. Chase Ridings in the on-deck circle. Service baseball looking to produce a big inning of their own after USA Scout scored 3 in the top of the second. Runner taken off for second. The throw down cuts it off. Runner holds at third. So now I'm at first and second. A needless throw there off the walk.
could have been dangerous. Could have gotten into center field and
allowed
a run to score. Now our
another mound visit.
Is that number 5 here in the first 2 innings?
Okay. USA Scout with 5 runs on 4 hits. Service baseball 2 runs on 3 hits. We've seen 5 walks issued by USA Scout pitching, 5 walks issued by Service baseball pitching here in the. We stand in the bottom of the second. Chase Ridings now at the plate. East Forsyth 2029. I wonder what the determination in Forsyth County was that they would just name all these schools directionally as opposed to just having independent names for them.
They literally have every direction.
Yeah.
North, south, east, and central.
Yeah. And west.
And west.
Yeah.
Sorry. Missed one. I just don't understand how you have enough people to have that many schools.
Yeah, well.
Being from where I'm from, it doesn't make sense.
Someone's going to get through the gap into left field. Here comes a run for Service baseball. Bases will be loaded as Chase Ridings comes through with an RBI single. We think about Cherokee County. Within one stretch, you've got Etowah, you've got Woodstock, you've got River Ridge.
Yeah, Woodstock and Etowah are literally
1 mile apart.
5 minutes from each other, which is insane to me.
So from Chase Ridings, we now get Tanner Phillips at the plate. Phillips is 1 for 1, got himself an RBI. I wonder what they would name the schools if they were not named directionally in Forsyth. If there's like some local historical figures that they would name them after, some, rivers, creeks, something. They're locked in at this point, though.
Yeah, can't change them now.
Now 3-0. Phillips at Forsyth Central, home of Josh Gibbs, Georgia signee. Had Josh here during the Georgia Dugout Club tournament. Also spent some time with him at Super 60 in Chicago. It's in for a strike. I know Josh was one of the number of players the first day of Super 60 that went to a workout with the Cubs. So they had a number of Georgia players that they were getting a look at. He issues a walk, and here comes a run across home plate for Service Baseball. Got a 5-4 game now here in the bottom of the second. Walks continuing to be an issue for both sides. We've had a combined 11 walks between the two teams and 8 hits.
That one's fouled away on the field 11.
Lester Picard Jr.
As we'll return the favor as it rolls back across the field.
Picard has a walk in his first trip to the plate, see if he can change his fortunes. But bases still loaded, 5-4 game. One out here in the second. Gets a hold of that one, 77.9 off his bat into left field. That'll be caught for an out. Runner tags at third, though, and we've now got a tie game here in the bottom of the second inning at 5-5.
Really good piece of hitting there. It maybe got it just a little bit off the end, but was able to hit it far enough in the air in the outfield to score that tying run and see if they can't add on here.
So all notched up at 5-5 off the bat of Lester Picard. That sacrifice drive into left field, and Sid Bouchon, who was starting pitcher for Service Baseball, now at the plate again. Bouchon walked in his first trip to the plate. Runner taken off for third. The throwdown is going to be late as it's hauled in by the third baseman. Now got him at second and third. 33 pitches so far for Morrison. Bouchon loops that one into the glove of the shortstop to bring an end to the inning. We got a 5-5 game as we march along. Avery Hunt, I know you got some other stuff to do, man. Appreciate it, and go watch the weather.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take
Appreciate
a break. We'll be back with more from LakePoint Sports.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
run to take the lead back.
So word is our mics are currently muted on the broadcast. So we can get that situation resolved. Now we're back on. So sorry if we had some technical difficulties there, but we are back and missed our entire breakdown there of that great play at third where we saw Sawyer Ferguson with the attempted bunt, Joey Odak taking third, and we mentioned just how that's a difficult thing to pull off when you don't have that team chemistry and you don't have guys that know each other and know the game plan. But certainly we've seen USA Scout be able to pull that off, and they now lead 6-5 as we sit here in the third.
And another 3-2 count for him. No outs here with the runner on third, so going to see what the approach is here from Cal.
Morrison sends that back foul. Appreciate Austin Wagner from USA Scout letting us know of our technical difficulties. But we're back at it. 6-5 lead for USA Scout here in the top of the third. Nobody out. 3-2 count to Cal Morrison. Hudson Fikes on the mound and rips that one 82.8 off his bat, and that is into left field for an RBI single for Morrison. Now 7-5 lead for USA Scout here in the third.
Yeah, that part of the turf might get ripped up. It seems like every single hit has gone right there in this game, and that one was scorching off the bat of Cal Morrison.
All right, Kellum Typer now at the plate. USA Scout has scored 2 runs in the first, 3 in the second, and now 2 here in the third to take that 7-5 lead. They've out-hit Service Baseball 5-4.
And this is obviously in the workings of a high-scoring game, but I think with how long that first inning took, the time is going to be a big factor here. Will USA Scout keep this offensive consistency all the way through? And when they do, how far of a hill will Service have to climb when they do get that final opportunity to hit?
Yeah, certainly 2 capable offenses, but as I mentioned, the walks have been a major storyline as that one bounces in front of second, and he will easily take the bag. Combined 13 walks issued by these 2 pitching staffs. You give these guys something to hit, and we have seen on both sides that they are more than capable, but these walks have certainly plagued both teams. So again, we've just got to combine 9 hits, but we've got 12 runs in this game.
I mean, for Service, all but 4 players in this lineup have gotten walked.
Again, we know these offenses are more than capable. Fikes misses. Count now 3-0 here to Typer. Typer and Alatuna 2029. Expect we'll see many of games with Kellum in the future, and as he's going to make his way down, we've got another walk.
Yep. So now 4 players on USA Scout have yet to walk. One person with multiple, that would be Joey Odak. We saw come around to score that 6th run of the game.
Second baseman Graham Dooley getting loose as he steps in. Dooley 0 for 1, and he has himself a walk.
Looks like we're going to have
That looks like we're going to get another pitching change. Hudson Fikes is going to exit with nobody out here in the third, and USA Scout up 7-5. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll tell you about Service Baseball's new arm.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Back, and we've got a new pitcher for Service Baseball. Leadoff hitter Sam Beecher now finds himself on the mound. Started out in the outfield in this one, and he will take over with nobody out here in the third, and USA Scout already having scored 2 runs here in this inning. Swing and a miss there from Graham Dooley. Beecher was a Rising Stars preseason All-State earlier this month, as I had mentioned in one of his previous ABs. Now we get a look at him on the mound, this East Forsyth 2029.
Yeah, certainly coming in a big spot here. No outs yet in the top of the third. You've already given up the 2 runs. You got runners on first and second. So certainly just pitching for outs right now and trying to reduce the runs.
Yeah, I think we've got to that point with both these teams. And I mentioned walks have been an issue, but once they went to Cal Morrison, there's been a lot more contact from Service Baseball. And, yep, he's going to knows he did it in that moment. And Sam Beecher is going to issue a walk. Runners will all advance. But certainly both teams have gone to more pitch-to-contact kind of pitchers, and we've seen it play out a little bit. But, again, walks have continued to be an issue, as they, I think, are a lot of times this early in the season, and that's going to hit him on the foot. So Graham Dooley make his way down to first base. Bases are now going to be loaded for Christian Kane, the left fielder.
Looks like the sun's
trying.
Poking out a little bit.
Yeah, you see the cars in the background, as I had mentioned in our pregame, that Rise Hoops, the warm-up, going on Saturday and Sunday over at the Champion Center. And for a strike out of the hands of Beecher. Also have BVCA Club versus Club beach volleyball at the Beach Pavilion. Of course, some soccer action over at the Publix Fields. And we've got Shamrock Classic here all weekend at the Baseball Village. A swing and a miss there makes it 0-2.
There we go.
Christian Crane goes swing and a miss for the first out. Nice job off of the bench there from, I say the bench, but coming in from the outfield from Sam Beecher to come in and get things rolling on the mound for Service Baseball. Gets a much-needed strikeout as Cole Trawick steps in.
Yeah, those were 3 really good pitches, well placed, and didn't really change up the speed, but changed up the eye level a lot on those 3. And you see that arm side movement there, pretty late too in the pitch, that
especially from that angle. Yeah, it's got to make for a little bit of a tough matchup, and add that into the bright sun now showing itself over the Audi Marietta Championship Field. And
better hope your outfielders took sunglasses out there with
them.
them.
Throw back over, gets away from the shortstop and it's on its way into center field, and here comes a run for USA Scout. Costly maneuver there as Beecher tried to spin around and throw it to second. Yeah, I've never been a fan of trying to pick somebody off when you've got a runner in scoring position, and we saw that play out, and USA Scout now has their 8th run of the game and their 3rd of the inning.
Yeah, and I think for a younger, more inexperienced guy, just makes you question the decision a little bit more. I mean, he didn't fully rotate to where he needed to, ends up throwing behind his shortstop who's trying to cover the bag, and then rolls out to the outfield. It's going to happen so many times. You just don't want to risk it when you've got bases loaded.
Especially, when you've had a game like this, where little things have proven costly.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, you only have 1 out. Even if you get the out at second, that runner from third probably still scores.
2-0, is now the count to Trawick. Brogan Stevens, the leadoff hitter in the on-deck circle.
They did get the runner out on that back pick.
Okay, so we finally saw the back pick play its way into an out as McCoy Gravitt gets a runner at third. So just a runner at second now. 3-1 count now. I think our cameras may have stopped playing nicely as we've potentially lost our outfield cam on the look in. And we have, in fact, lost that as Cole Trawick skies that one. Who's got it? Third base does, and that's going to bring it into the inning. 8-5 is the lead for USA Scout as they score 3 in the inning. We're on our way to the bottom of the third. You're watching the Shamrock Classic.
We're here at LakePoint Sports, the site of the first Curve Test Center. There will be lots of Curve Test Centers, but this will always be the first. And why are we here? Here for a couple of reasons. One is players are spending trying to get coaches to notice them, the effort coaches are spending trying to figure out who's actually any good, the poor parents who are sitting there saying, where's my kid headed? This is the answer for all that.
Everyone wants to be seen, right? Sometimes what can be seen is data. So it's hard to get in front of coaches at all these programs at once, or even the school you really want to go to. So using data helps us a ton. And as long as it's reliable and there's something that can give us better information with the small sample size is what we're looking for.
Curve Test Centers is redefining player and performance data when it comes to evaluation and recruiting. Test your athletic, cognitive, and baseball skills with TrackMan, Proteus, and more. Visit at the Bubble or sign up now at curvetestcenters.com. Don't miss this chance to level up your game. Our action continues here in the Shamrock Classic. USA Scout now has an 8-5 lead over Service Baseball as we move along to the bottom of the third inning. 8 runs on 5 hits for USA Scout. 5 runs on 4 hits for Service Baseball. Joey Odak taking over on the mound for USA Scout.
I think that's actually Cole Trawick. I think when I was out there on the field,
okay, Odak's still playing center
them.
Field, so they're both technically wearing 27. But I believe on the roster, at least as of last weekend, the roster, Trawick was listed as 37, but they are both wearing 27. If this was basketball, it'd be a little bit more of an issue or football, but we let it slide in baseball.
I saw them before the game started, both of them wearing 27, so I believe that's Cole Trawick.
All right. All right, cameras are now back and operational, so we may have just had a bit of a hiccup there in the AI.
Regardless of who it is, gets the opening strike. That one's
Hudson Fikes
quickly
puts that in the
out.
glove of the first baseman who was on the run to make that play, so 1 down now.
Much more desirable start than either side have really had with their pitching. See what he's got here, lefty-lefty matchup.
John Doan sends that into the left field corner, and that's going to be down for a base hit.
Yeah, that one just kind of blooped over. It almost looked like it was going to go foul, but just falls right in out there and left. And well played, though, by USA Scout to cut that one off.
65.2 off the bat of Doan. He's now 1 for 1, so got himself a run and a walk today. So we go from Doan to the awesomely named McCoy Gravitt with 1 down. So slip out of the way of that one. Starts off with ball 1. Trawick is the 3rd pitcher for USA Scout in this one. Brody Brumbelow started things off, followed by Cal Morrison. Gets away from the first baseman on the throw over. The throw to second bounces in front of the runner.
That was a close play there.
Sure, yeah, a little closer than it looked like it was going to be. But they'll have a runner at second with 1 down.
And there's been a number of close plays in this game in the field that maybe for USA Scouts' opinions, they don't think they went their way, but it's tough to call.
Trawick misses. Count now 2-0 here to Gravitt. I assume it's Gravitt, not Gravitt. Let's say I like McCoy Gravitt. That sounds more action hero-y than Gravitt.
I think either way, McCoy is a fantastic first name.
Fantastic, yeah. I think by the end of the year this year, we've not done it in the 5 years that I've been here at LakePoint Sports, but we need like an all-tournament team, name team.
Yeah.
By the end of the summer, we need to put together just a graphic that has our all-name team for the entire summer.
I mean, this service team has some good
sure
choices.
Does.
Lester Picard Jr.
Yeah, that's a good
favorite
one.
of mine.
The 3-1. Issues a walk to.
Nope.
Oh, it's in for a
strike. I thought that one caught the zone. I was kind of surprised to see the bat flip for the walk, but he's coming back to see what happens on 3-2.
payoff pitch.
Now you get to do
Now he gets makes his way down to first. We get a courtesy runner for the catcher.
We should be avoiding any more foul balls from field 9 for a little bit. That game's already concluded.
All right, well, there you go.
So
That's a big piece of the puzzle.
You won't have to worry about those delays. How does the time look here? I know that that's going to start coming into play.
Yeah, I got about 18 minutes remaining on the clock.
Good pitch right there. Catches the inside. Makes it 1-1. Got runners on first and second for service. Looking to make something happen down 3. Kind of up against the wall.
Yeah, that one's going to bounce down the third base side foul. Running through the Twitter timeline of Ian Smith from Prep Baseball Georgia. I know he had an entry I saw yesterday that I thought was absolutely someone that was going to make their bid for the all-name team by the end of the summer. See if I can track that down while we're amidst this game. We may have to ask Twitter for recommendations on that, too, when we get to the end of the summer, because I think there's some names that we may miss along the way.
Yeah, when we've got 150-plus teams here on a weekend, sometimes hard to keep up with every single name that walks around these fields. See if True can pull things back together. He's had a couple errant pitches in this at bat, but 2-2 now the count, 1 out.
That one's going to the third baseman's glove and tags the bag for 1 out. The throw across the diamond in time. USA Scout with their second double play of the game. They lead 8-5 over Service Baseball. We'll be back with the 4th inning from the Shamrock Classic.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Is the lead for USA Scout here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Sam Beecher continues on the mound for Service Baseball. For the 3rd time, Brogan Stevens, the leadoff hitter, already got himself a single and an RBI double, 2 runs scored.
Looking to make a full run at the player of the game here.
Been impressive thus far. Will his way out of the path of that pitch. Count now 2-0.
Yeah, despite this being an 8-5 ball game, the only player with a multi-hit game at the moment.
Now 3-0. potentially this last at bat that we'll see for him, as we've got about 14 minutes unless USA Scout really does some offensive fireworks in this inning. And he will now have a walk on his ledger. So the storyline of this game, and Brogan Stevens is now part of it, as we are going to see the 9th walk for Service Baseball, issued in this one. 16 combined walks. 13 runs, 16 walks is your formula so far in this game. Brogan Stevens at first base.
Looks like Holden Loy at the plate now, number 16.
Stevens taking off for second. The throw bounces down, and he'll easily have the bag.
Oh, well struck.
Yeah,
right
Holden
there.
Loy gets a hold of that one. That is making its way all the way to the wall. Brogan Stevens will not hold a third. He's going to make his way home, and Holden Loy is going to go to third, and he's sliding in with a RBI triple. Nice piece of hitting, 85.5 off the bat.
That is some great work right there. I thought he might have just gotten under it a little bit too much, but it gets all the way out to the wall. Maybe a little lower launch angle. That thing leaves the field, but great piece of hitting right there to score another run.
Holden Loy, a 2028 Assumption High School, so you may not assume as he's got one in the air that it's going out, but it bounces down in front of the wall, and I think that's what you quantify as a dad joke. All right, that's down for
another one.
Another one, and that's going to be into the glove of the left fielder. Loy is going to take off for home, make it 10-5 here, USA Scout.
Got a little, I think he's tripped, maybe trying to slide.
Yeah. All right, well, Holden Loy crosses the plate off the sacrifice fly.
Quick day of work right there for Holden Loy coming up. It's the triple and then scores on the next pitch.
Last week's player of the game, Tate Broom, now steps in with 1 out and a 10-5 lead for USA Scout here in the 4th.
I could be misremembering this. He didn't have bleach blonde hair last week, did he?
I do not believe he does. I also don't know if Joey Odak had bleach blonde hair, and now he has bleach blonde hair.
He did last week. I don't know when he made that change, but I noticed that Tate Broom's hair color has changed in a week's time.
1-0 to Broom. Rips that one 78.6, and that is down the left side line, and Broom's going to make his way into second. Does he hold there? He's not. Broom making his way into third, and he is absolutely trucking to third base. Tate Broom's got himself a triple. USA Scouts offense doing some damage here in the 4th.
Make it 2 weeks in a row right there. Tate Broom stepping up to the occasion.
Well, he's 90 feet from run number 11 for USA Scout. They have, look, we saw a late surge from them in both the games in which they played last Saturday, and we're seeing it again here in the 4th.
It just seems like they are seeing the ball so well right now.
2 runs in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the third, 2 more so far here in the 4th as they lead 10-5. 7 combined hits for this lineup. Joey Odak now at the plate. Gets the call in the outside corner, does Sam Beecher.
And another big thing with extending this lead is you're taking up time. I mean, right now you're leaving about 10 minutes on the clock if the inning were to end right now.
Yeah, Service Baseball being the home team will get their opportunity regardless in this inning. But just 1 down and a 1-1 count here to Odak Sawyer Ferguson, the catcher in the on-deck circle. Make it 2-1. Odak 0 for 1 today. He has walked twice. Count now 3-1. He's the only player, we mentioned the amount of walks in this game. He's the only player on either side with multiple walks and is now working his way towards a third in a 3-1 count. He'll get it. Odak making his way down to first, back pick throw to third. All right, from Odak to Sawyer Ferguson. Making their call on what they're going to do because you know Odak's taking off for second.
feel like when you know that he's going to take off, there's 1-2 calls that you can make here, which is to fake the throw down or there you go.
Yeah, and that one gets away from the third baseman. Throw was a little bit errant, and here comes run number 11 for USA Scout.
Wow.
It's taken up, and he will not stop at third all the way home, make it 12-5 as Odak crosses the plate. And USA Scout, man, just being aggressive on the base pass, and it pays off with 2 more runs here in the fourth.
I mean, that's just I don't know if that's the position where you try and make that play. I mean, you were already down 5 runs. To try and make that play to back pick to third, you were obstructed either way. You've got a righty in the batter box. It just doesn't really make all that much sense. And then you kind of catch your left fielder lacking out there, not covering the backup there, and that thing rolls all the way out. And Odak, credit to his aggressiveness there.
A game that has gotten away from service baseball here over these last 2 innings. We were all notched up at 5-5 after 2. They allowed 3 runs in the third, now so far 4 here in the fourth to make it 12-5.
And you kind of make it harder on yourselves. You've already been giving up hits this time around in this inning and then making the extra mistakes here.
Ferguson rips that down the left side, 68.1 off his bat, and that'll be foul. Ferguson 0 for 1 with a walk. Two-two count now. About 8 minutes remaining on the clock. Another foul.
So we're pretty well locked in that this will be our final inning. We'll see service come up again to hit, but will that lead be a little bit insurmountable?
Yeah, the pressure most certainly on after this inning in which they've given up 4 runs. Beecher gets himself a strikeout. So Ferguson goes down on strikes. Cal Morrison now stepping to the plate once again. 1 for 1. He's got 2 RBI. Also got himself a walk. That one just gets away from Beecher. Count 1-0 here to start things off to Morrison. In for a strike, 67.7. Count now 1-1. We know there are some deadly storms on their way into the metro Atlanta area and throughout the southeast. Here, expected late Saturday into early Sunday, so hoping everybody stays safe. And obviously, first and foremost, thoughts with everybody here at LakePoint Sports and so many families traveling in that everyone gets where they need to tonight. So we'll see how weather impacts play a little bit later on as we'll get into bracket play here late into Saturday, and that will be scheduled to resume on Sunday morning. 1-2 count to Morrison. Gets him back-to-back strikeouts for Sam Beecher, but USA Scout has a 12-5 lead. We're headed to the bottom of the fourth, and what we expect to be the climax of this game. We'll be back from the Baseball Village.
We're here at LakePoint Sports, the site of the first Curve Test Center. There will be lots of Curve Test Centers, but this will always be the first. And why are we here? Here for a couple of reasons. One is if you think about the effort players are spending trying to get coaches to notice them, the effort coaches are spending trying to figure out who's actually any good, the poor parents who are sitting there saying, where's my kid headed? This is the answer for all that.
Everyone wants to be seen, right? Sometimes what can be seen is data. So it's hard to get in front of coaches at all these programs at once, or even the school you really want to go to. So using data helps us a ton. And as long as it's reliable and there's something that can give us better information with the small sample size is what we're looking for.
Test Centers is redefining player and performance data when it comes to evaluation and recruiting. Test your athletic, cognitive, and baseball skills with TrackMan, Proteus, and more. Visit at the Bubble here on campus or sign up now at curvetestcenter.com. Don't miss your chance to level up your game. Our action continues as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning, where USA Scout has a 12-5 lead over Service Baseball. Cole Trawick came in relief in the last inning for USA Scout, and he remains on the mound. He'll be facing Sam Beecher. Then it'll be Dean Evans and Chase Ridings here for Service Baseball as they are going into what looks to be their last inning. About 5 minutes left on the clock, so unless it's extremely quick, this figures to be the final chance for Service Baseball to eat into this lead that USA Scout has built up the last 2 innings.
Looked like our umpire called time kind of in the middle of Trawick's pitch.
Yeah.
And didn't really realize it.
Beecher, first pitch, loops that one into right center, and that's going to be in for a base hit as it's cut off by Odak.
Strong hands right there by Beecher. 79.7 off the bat right there, just kind of sticking his bat out and poking that one.
Looked effortless as well. Can understand why he was attendee at Rising Stars preseason All-State about 3 weeks ago. So from Beecher to Dean Evans, North Forsyth 2029. USA Scout trying to slam the door here and get themselves a dominant victory in pool play. That's going to get away from the catcher. Runner taken off for second. Sawyer Ferguson just could not get a handle on that one, and now we've got Beecher standing at second base.
Yeah, that one bounced in a really tough spot for him.
Yep. Cole Trawick sizes up the runner, throws. Another one that gets away from the catcher. Beecher, though, will hold at second. Evans is 0 for 1 with a walk. Evans puts that in play. Shortstop has it, throws to first for the out, but Beecher advances to third. So it'll now be one down in the inning as turns things over to Chase Ridings.
Good work there at short. Didn't hesitate at all. Just knew that he had to make the play to first base.
Ridings 1 for 1 with an RBI. One of just 3 batters for Service Baseball who has not walked in this game. Missed inside, but Ferguson traps that one, and Beecher will remain at third. Ridings, the East Forsyth 2029 at the plate. Trawick just having a little bit of trouble there dialing things in. He's about had 3 or 4 pitches that have spiked on him.
Yeah, Ferguson got some help there from the umpire somehow, just obviously on accident. But when he went to block it up, it rolled up and it hit off the umpire's arm and stayed in front of him.
2-0 the count here to Ridings. Oh, swing and a miss, man. Gets him to the outside. The back pick throw to third from Ferguson will do no damage as Beecher stays on the bag. 2-1 now the count here to Ridings. Tanner Phillips in the on-deck circle, and then it's Lester Picard Jr. if we get that far.
Yeah, it's very interesting how aggressive these two teams have been on defense. It's something you don't really see often.
Ridings sends that down the right side, and that's just going to bounce foul. Really wanted that one to drop. Could have been all kinds of trouble, but instead he'll head back with a 2-2 count. Yeah, I would say aggressive has been the opportune word in this game. And I think in a game where you've seen this many walks issued, I mean, you're as a coach and as players, you're going to try to take advantage of whatever small opportunities you get. And we've just seen thus far USA Scout take advantage of more opportunities. It gets away from Ferguson.
Now we're going to see the full count here. Just 1 out.
Trawick has shown a 3-pitch mix across his time on mounds here at LakePoint Sports. That one, 96.1 off his bat. That's not a 96.1 mile-an-hour bounce. Yeah, I think that was a misread off the track man. He's going to ground out, but a run does score. Former Beecher. So now 2 down. We got a 12-6 game here in the 4th. That would have been the most odd-looking 96.1 exit velo of all time. I would imagine a 96.1 mile-an-hour grounder like that be a little bit more difficult to glove.
Yeah, I think it would have gotten a lot more bounce off that first one.
All right, so TrackMan not always right is I think what we're learning here in real time.
It happens. I mean, I think there was a misread in a spring training game the other day. That some guy, I think it said like 110 on some guy's pitch. So it happens at all the levels.
Tanner Phillips at the plate. He is 1 for 1. 1 for 1. Driven in 2 runs. Also has a walk, and that's in for a strike.
Good pitch right there. We haven't really seen much of the breaking ball from Troy.
Yeah, he's got a changeup, 63 to 66. Also works in a curveball around 61 to 62. So has those capabilities. He's got an 0-1 count here. Phillips puts that in play. Second base has it. Throws to first in time, and that will bring it into the inning. Let's check out the clock. That should be game time. We'll see if that brings an end to it. And, yep, USA Scout is lining up. They've got themselves a 12-6 victory over Service Baseball. A big pool play win for them here in Shamrock Classic action. We're going to be back momentarily, and we'll talk player of the game as we wrap things up from the Baseball Village.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Cory, McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you, where we just saw a 12-6 victory for USA Scout over Service Baseball in pool play action in the 14U division in the Shamrock Classic. And I think you look at the storylines for this game. Walks were an obvious issue in this one. 17 combined walks in a game that had 13 combined hits. We get 18 runs total. It was all about which team was able to take advantage of those gifts that they were getting. At the end of the day, it was USA Scout.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, like we talked about late in this game, was aggressiveness, both offensively and defensively. I think we saw even a couple back picks work the way of a couple plays here. But, yeah, I think it was some maybe over-aggressive at times that caused some issues for Service a couple times. And then USA Scout being very aggressive on the base paths, scoring some extra runs. We saw Odak tried to steal from second. They overthrow the throw to third. He scores from first on just what was an errant throw to the outfield. So many opportunities that they had, and USA Scout just seized more of them.
Yeah, USA Scout ends up scoring 2 runs in the first, 3 in the second. We got a 5-5 game after 2 innings, and then they just took control. They scored 3 runs in the third and 4 more in the fourth. It was an insurmountable lead for Service Baseball when they got their last opportunity there in the 4th inning. 7 hits for USA Scout in this one. 2 of them come from Brogan Stevens, their leadoff hitter. He gets the leadoff single, follows that up with an RBI double. 3 runs scored, a walk as well. I think it's undeniable who was player of the game in this one.
Yeah, I mean, when you score all 3 times you come up to the plate, you're doing exactly what your job entails as the leadoff hitter, and that's exactly what he did in this game.
Well, Brogan Stevens, the Virginia native, comes through. He is our player of the game. Again, USA scout with a 12-6 win over Service Baseball in our game of the day from the Shamrock Classic. We'll be back next weekend with March Madness action, so make sure you check the LakePoint Sports socials for broadcast information as we head into next weekend. So until then, for Grayson, Rosen, Avery Hunt, and producer Jack McCartney, I'm Cory McCartney, and we are signing off from LakePoint Sports.